Hey guys, how's it going? So today I kind of wanted to talk about the Walking Dead Season 6 finale. For starters, let's get the lesser thing out of the way. That I consider to be the Carol and Morgan storyline. And by lesser, I mean I didn't feel it was as necessary to put in there. Obviously, they needed to go find Carol. But I felt like it was more so for their character development for the two of them. Because obviously in the past they've had issues with the wolves, for example. And by the way, we still haven't seen the wolves yet. They were in for like 2 episodes and then they were gone. I have some theories on them, but I won't share them right now. Anyways, so yeah, they kind of... I felt like it was more so for character development and that it wasn't as needed. So more so a filler. But I will say the one cool thing that came out of it was the 2 horsemen at the end. If you're a comic reader, by the way, I should say, spoilers for the show and even for the comics. If you're a comic reader, you'd maybe kind of piece together that there's a possibility that those 2 horsemen could perhaps be from the kingdom. For those of you who don't know what the kingdom is, that is another settlement that is kind of in cahoots with Alexandria and the Hilltop. I don't remember if it's bigger. I remember it being pretty big, and there's a few main characters that come from the kingdom. For example, Ezekiel and his sick tiger. I don't know if we'll see any of them though, but hopes are still up there. So yeah, basically that is the main thing that I got from that character storyline, is that the 2 of them is just more so character development, but I am pretty excited to see what might come of those 2 horsemen that found them. I'm hoping they lead back to the kingdom, but I really don't know. I'm going to move on to the wolves now. What happened to the wolves? They were just kind of there for like 2 episodes maybe, and then they kind of disappeared. I have a theory that maybe they were part of the Saviours. Maybe they're the lesser henchmen, the ones that kind of acted out or weren't as relevant, weren't the best fighters. I don't know, but I have a theory that they were the cast-outs, I'll call them. They were casted out of the Saviours, and they were kind of put to another sort of group where the Saviours still kind of looked over them, but they were treated as lessers than the Saviours. They weren't treated equally. So that's my theory on who the wolves are. That's why they have the marking, to know that the Saviours have kind of tamed them, that they have control over them. So that's what I think they're all about. Now to the big thing, the thing that killed everyone, was the big reveal of Negan. As a comic book reader, I was so happy with how that turned out. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he plays the father of Sam and Dean in Supernatural, so that's how I knew him. And when I heard he was going to be casted for Negan, I was like, I don't know. In Supernatural, John Winchester, that's who he plays, he is not very charismatic. I mean, you still like him, but Negan is a very, very charismatic character in The Walking Dead. And he's kind of eccentric, he's out there, but the thing with John Winchester is that he wasn't. He was kind of monotone, kind of, taking a step back. Well, that's not really true, but he wasn't, definitely not as eccentric, not as energetic as Negan is, not as wordy, quirky, I'll say. But I'm really happy with how Jeffrey Dean Morgan portrayed him. He did a super awesome job, so congrats to him for that. The big thing, well, actually, it was pretty funny too how Trevor from GTA 5 was in there. I really liked that. I thought that was really funny. Really appropriate too. He definitely would be in the Saviours. If anything, he'd be a leader. But it did seem like he was a higher up kind of guy, so congrats on Trevor for that. But the big thing, who did he kill? Well, we saw the baseball bat with the barbed wire, aka, I call it Lucille, I don't know what you want to call it, Lucille, Lucille, I don't know. I call it Lucille. Negan's trusty weapon, he uses that for everything. In the comic books, spoilers, the character who gets it is Glenn, who just obliterates Glenn. In the show, though, I don't know if they're going to take that route. Because here's the comic books. This is the line that they go in, and then the show just kind of weaves in and out of the same story arc, the same path that the comic books go along. So who I'm thinking it was, I have a speculation that it was Daryl, and mainly because Daryl has been in a few movies recently that have come out recently, and he even has a new show on AMC called, I think it's called Ride with Norman Reedus. And I don't know, I just feel like it'd be hard for him to film all those movies, that new show, and still be on The Walking Dead, which is a very big commitment. So I'm going to assume that maybe it was Daryl. Daryl wasn't even in the best of conditions to begin with anyways, so I can see it being him. And what better way than to rile the fans up than kill the fan favorite, right? If people love Daryl, myself included, he's my favorite character, and he has been ever since season 1, but if they were to kill him off, that would be the best way to truly hate Negan, even though, like, Negan, he's a villain and you dislike him and you hate him, but you still kind of love him because of how funny, how charismatic, how eccentric, how quirky he is. But anyways, yeah, so I think it was Negan. I think Negan killed Daryl. Also, he could have killed Glenn, maybe. That would be my second bet. He obviously didn't kill Carl, he didn't kill Rick, because he clearly says if he squeals, if the kid screams or something like that, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know, he said if he screams or something like that, pluck his other eye out and feed it to his dad, so therefore it's none of them, it's neither of them. So yeah, I'm betting it was either Daryl, Glenn, a lot of people are saying maybe it was Abraham, because Abraham isn't necessarily the most of main characters. Well, he's main, of course, but it's like, it's Abraham. He's cool, but it's like, we can do without him. In the comic books, Negan is very set on not seeming like a racist or a sexist, so he doesn't kill anyone that is, or he doesn't kill anyone in that manner that is not white, and he doesn't like to kill women and hurt women. So naturally that would take out all of the females and all of the ethnic men. So that really just leaves not very few options. It literally, quite literally just leaves Abraham, Daryl, and I think that's it. I don't even remember who was there, but I believe it's that technically in the comic books that would leave just them. But, oh, and, so my bad, Eugene, but, I mean, again, Eugene, they could kill Eugene too, I completely forgot about him, but that's how much he's stuck in my mind, that's how much I like him, I forgot him. But anyways, he could have attacked Eugene too, but again, I really don't think Eugene would be the guy for that. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. Who do you think Negan killed? What do you think of the wolves? Do you think it's the kingdom that that those two horsemen were from? Do you think they came just in time to save Carol and Morgan, those people? Do you think those are the kingdom, members of the kingdom? And that should be just about it. If you guys have any more questions, comments, or concerns, I'll answer them down below. I'm doing this because I love this TV show. It's one of my favorites. I started watching in season 2 and have been an avid watcher ever since. And I love to discuss it, but not all my friends watch it, and they do watch it, but they're not avid discussers of it. So that's why I wanted to basically start this. I would like to do this more often. This is the first one that I'm doing, so anyways, if you guys like this video, please like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Please leave a comment on what your opinions are of the matter, and have an excellent day.